I want to talk about something significant that took place about a week ago that we actually have not had a chance to discuss, and that is actually this altcoin golden cross. Why this is so significant is this has led us on some major runs in crypto history and several times this market cycle, but it doesn't always happen right away. And that's what I think a lot of people are missing right now. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So if we look back here, we can see that this golden cross actually took place back on Sunday, May 11th. And since that time, we've dealt with some chop across the crypto space, which, isn't really surprising. BTC, surge, it caused alts to surge. We saw this big surge in retail confidence. Now, over the past week, that has been dropping just slightly. Yes, we did have a green day in the total market cap of altcoins yesterday. We actually surged all the way up to a high of about $908 billion. We're back down to about $862 billion. Now, what I don't like that I'm seeing is we have fallen through this 20-day moving average. That's not a great spot to be, right? We were just bouncing off of this, showing some strength. Today is kind of a day. Retail doesn't really care. They're not really staying that confident today. That can change as the day goes on. But of course, the volatility is definitely causing a lot of people just to be on edge currently. Now, when we look back at several of these golden crosses in history, the last time we got one was actually back here. Oh gosh, when was that? October 1st of 2024. And what we saw then was a lot of chop, some ups and downs and lefts and rights, right? Until we finally had our breakout in the early part of November. So it was actually about a month of chop from that time until we finally made this big extended move to the upside. Let's rewind just a little bit further and look back, even back in 2023. And we got our golden cross that took place actually, when was that? November 5th of 2023, go figure. And what we experienced following that was some chop until about the beginning of December. So this isn't really an uncommon thing for us to have this altcoin golden cross take place and then for us to just kind of chop for a little bit of time. It doesn't mean it's going to take forever, but just for some context, that's what it looked like last time. Now, what I do want to show you guys as well is back in the bear market, we had a little bit of a golden cross take place, but it only lasted about 2 weeks or so. And then we flipped back down. That was a bear market cycle, a little bit different, but we have had several times in history, or many times in history, that we get these crosses that take place and then the market just rips and rips and rips. Actually, even take a look back here. April of 2020 chopped until about late May of 2020. And then we started to rally, right? This isn't an uncommon thing. That's why I think it's kind of funny that some people are getting bearish and negative and complaining about drops. Guys, there will be ebbs and flows in the market. There will be profit taking. Understand that we are in some historic levels of open interest in the crypto market, and that's causing some of this mass volatility, these huge swings. And it's obviously playing on a lot of people's emotions too. And I think that that's where a lot of people are either getting sucked into too high to the highs or too low to the lows. You're not staying middle ground. You got to stay in the middle. In fact, what we're looking at right now in this psychology of a market cycle, which I've brought up and haven't looked at in a while, is we're in between this hope and optimism phase. We haven't even kicked off. We haven't gone on this massive run, this big up only season, big times of adoption yet, but it doesn't mean that they're not coming, right? We're stuck in the crap. We're stuck in the chop. And what it feels like right now is, we're either somewhere in this spot right here, or we're right up here. And it kind of feels like we're right at this spot, right before surging into optimism. And why I'm saying that is when we look at, these different charts around the crypto space, whether it's the total market cap of crypto, the total 3, the total 2, we're all kind of sitting at the edge of these breakouts, like we've talked about, right? We broke out, we're retesting, we're kind of chopping, we're coming back down. We're actually building kind of these same formations right here, coincidentally enough, right? Same formation playing out right before we go on this big, massive surge where where optimism can in fact take over. And that's why sometimes when I've spoke about this massive short squeeze in the crypto market that hasn't even kicked off yet, we kind of have a perfect setup for it. All right. But what we still do need to see is retail confidence. We need to see BTC holding some of these levels of resilience, right? We can't have the market go through another one of these breakdowns where retail loses confidence, where they pull their money, where we get liquidations once again. That's kind of where we're on the edge of right now. What I will say too is, we've just reached the oversold range in terms of the stochastic RSI on the total 3. All right. So we're kind of in a spot where everything in the market, essentially, except for BTC, is heavily oversold. and we might see a little bit of a rebound. Not saying that's gonna happen for sure, but understand that these golden crosses, they tend to play out in our favor. Stochastic RSI hitting oversold tends to play out in our favor. What this could mean is that we have a significant altcoin rally ahead. So just dial in, make sure you have a strategy in place, and just make sure you're prepared for the good times to come, because yes, they will be coming. So appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.